Hello there, this is Tony Smith with Dennison Yachting. Today we're going to have a session on how to sell your yacht, and we're going to focus specifically on pricing strategy. So this is going to be a quick video. Let me share my screen. I put together a little presentation here. Okay, so this is our how to sell your yacht pricing strategies presentation. So what you're going to see here is typically people have three different pricing strategies. And a lot of this actually carries over from real estate, but we're going to talk about why that can be valuable and then also some pitfalls of different pricing strategies. So the first strategy is the needle in the haystack strategy. Being you've got the nicest boat on the market, it's designed specifically for select buyers, you think it demands a premium. The second pricing strategy is going to be the market value. And the market value pricing strategy is going to be based on current listings and previous sold boats and what you can realistically expect to get for a boat. And then the third strategy is going to be our buzz or market buzz strategy. And this is going to be where you have the boat that has the best value, the best price on the market, the shortest amount of time, and the most demand. Okay, so a little bit of background here that I want to share with you guys, and this is a insight from yacht brokers. So first off, when we get leads in, we get a lot of different leads. A lot of people, clicking around our website, high demand, lots of people sending leads in. It typically takes about 100 leads to convert to 10 qualified buyers. Now, when you think about that, these 10 qualified buyers are likely looking at 10 different boats, and their buying window may be 3 months, it could be 6 months, it could be 1 month, it could be right away. But typically 100 leads come in, only 10 of those are qualified, and only one of those will likely be a fit for your specific boat. Not a lot of boaters actually understand the metrics behind this, and it is a little bit astounding, how many leads we go through to actually find those buyers and to match them up with a specific boat. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the pricing strategy and actually how this can work for you in your advantage and what we see in the front line selling boats. Okay, so again, the 3-tier pricing strategy. So again, needle in the haystack is the nicest boat on the market. You may say, oh, I'm not in a hurry. I've got the nicest boat. It'll demand a premium in the market. The next strategy again is market price based on actual sold and comps, comparable boats that are on the market. And then the third strategy is slightly below the market price, and this is the buzz or market buzz strategy. Now, what you'll notice here is the delta between these can be relatively minor. So to get to the market buzz price, if you're just 2 points below the actual market price, that can get you the buzz that you're looking for. If you're at the needle in the haystack, your boat, it may be 10, 20, 30% nicer. And so you may be able to demand a higher price. But when this comes to actual viewings and leads that come in the front door, I want to take a look at that. Now, other factors here that you need to consider, everyone needs to consider this. Every seller, every buyer will consider these factors. So it's the condition of the boat, extremely, extremely important. People want to have a clean boat. They do not want to have full closets to show how much you can stuff in there. So you need to clear off the boat. You need to clear off all your personal items, and the boat needs to be clean. They don't want to see any dirt on it. You need to maintain your regular wash schedule. And this is variously depending on whatever the boat condition is itself, whether it needs a buff job or other things like that, factors that can go into a purchase decision. The first and foremost, the boat needs to be clean. The second factor is price. Like it or not, the market price is based on the least expensive option that's out there. And that's indicative for people looking for the best value. So market price is set by what the other boats are on the market and what they've sold recently. Okay. And then the next factors are presentation and location. So I'm here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, one of the best markets. A lot of people come here to shop for boats. A lot of people send their boats here because it's a hot market, a lot of people around and all that. So you do need to consider what season you're in and what the best location is. And then the next factors, and these are the controllables, are actually how we present the boat. So to get maximum exposure, we focus a lot on video, walkthrough. We've got multiple MLS systems. Our website actually gets more traffic than things like Yachtworth, things like that. Photo shoots, social media, postings, CRM database, and then email blasts. So those are all things that your broker can control, is the presentation. but you do need to look at all these factors. So condition, price, presentation, location, okay? So now we're gonna go back into our 3 strategies and take a look at what the inbound leads actually do. So again, going to the 100 leads to actually finding that one buyer for your boat. So if we can assume for this example, we're gonna say we get 1,000 leads per year on a certain category of boat. Now, if you have 1 needle in the haystack boat, 3 market price boats, and 1 market buzz boat, this is the example that we're working with here. Now, buyers always want a deal. So as long as the photos are good and match, and you've got, the relative same make, model, year, or year earlier or year newer, people are always going to tend to look at what that market price is, and then they're going to go to the market buzz. So if there's one boat that's priced at the market buzz, that will get approximately 80% of the inbound leads. Okay, the market price boats will still get about 15%, and then the needle in the haystack will get about 5%. Now, if there's no boats priced at market buzz and everything's at the market price, those leads will trickle evenly between the market price ones and hopefully get up to the needle in the haystack. But here's why I'm going to show you that maybe you want to consider the market buzz. So again, down here, if we take these 800 leads that come in, that's 80 qualified buyers of a boat. Maybe not this particular make and model of boat, but likely in a year, we'll have 8 buyers out of those 800 leads. For the boats that are priced at the market price, again, we say we got 3 boats here. We've got 150 leads, 15 qualified buyers. That comes out to 1.5 buyers per year. And again, people are not necessarily going to send inbound leads on something that's priced above, unless it's exactly what they're looking for. And it's that unique, and the seller's okay holding out for that price. So with that, if we get 50 leads, that's probably 5 qualified buyers, which of that, probably about 0.5 buyers per year for a boat that's priced at the needle in the haystack pricing. So again, all the factors consider to actually make the boat sale happen itself. But one thing you need to consider is, even though you may have the nicest boat, if you're priced too high, you may have no viewings, and people may not see that. Okay, so I want to take a look at these factors here. So these are your buyers per year per 1,000 inbound leads. So next, we're going to take a look at a timeline analysis. Again, we've got our buyers per 12 months. Okay, if we take the inverse of that, that's 12 months per buyer. So when you divide that out, what you'll get is, for the market buzz, you'll probably have a sales cycle of about 1.5 months. That's 12 months divided by 8 real buyers out of those 800 leads that came in through the market buzz. Moving up, the market price boat, 8-month sales cycle is actually pretty typical if you're priced right where all the other boats are. So there's 12 months divided by 1.5, it comes out to 8-month sales cycle to find you the exact buyer. And then up at the top, we've got the needle in the haystack. And so this can be as bad as, if you're at the super premium, you may not have but 1-2 viewings, and this could lead to a 24-month sales cycle. Okay, so a few points here. To find a qualified buyer and to get viewings, to actually get to a deal, you've got to get the viewings. If you're priced too high, it's going to kill your viewings. And even though you may have the nicest boat on the market, if no one's viewing it, your sales cycle is going to go way up. Okay, another thing, so boats that are priced at the market buzz price will likely have the shortest sales cycle. Now let's do a price analysis. In the US market, most boats sell for approximately 93% of their market value. This is across the board, and we've seen it statistically. We can prove it to you in sold boats reports, analysis, other things like that. So pretty much US buyers expect to negotiate. They'll typically start wanting 20% off, all that. We try to tell them to be reasonable, try to get a 15% discount on the price when buyers are negotiating. But the majority of these all come in at 93% market value. This is across power boats and sailboats in the US market. Now, boats that are priced at the market buzz will likely not have to negotiate as much. So in this example, again, 220,000, if that's the mark, it could be 2.2 million, whatever. The same percentages apply. So a 93% deal would be about 205, and it would take approximately 8 months. Now, if you're priced at the market buzz, you will likely not have to negotiate because you're going to have more buyers, more people interested, more qualified people coming to see the boat, and then actually to get you down to those, likely in this example, 8 buyers, 8 real buyers for that boat that are qualified, have the money, and are willing to place offers. Okay, so the point is, market buzz price, you do not have to negotiate down. You could negotiate perhaps down 5%, maybe just 3% to find the exact buyer that you want. So let's look at a few other factors. Depreciation. So depreciation on a boat is typically 6% per year. So what you're going to see here is you've got your depreciation and your holding costs. And again, these examples apply across the board. So just multiply by 10 for possible holding costs. Say if you've got a $2.4 million yacht, it's the nicest one around. You've got a crew on board. You've got to have it repainted. You've got to have to deal with engine issues, everything else. This $18,000 per year could easily be $180,000 a year on a boat of that caliber. But let's stick with this example. So for our needle in the haystack pricing, $240,000, our likely calculated sales cycle can be up to 24 months. In the first 6 months, it's going to depreciate down to $225,000, and then it's going to depreciate down again to its likely sales price 2 years later, 24 months later, at $212,000. Now, during this time period, you're going to have holding costs that are huge, and you're not necessarily going to be getting the use out of the boat that would justify these holding costs. So you need to consider things like your dockage, wash and detail. Remember, the boat needs to be cleaned. You need to have insurance. You need to have maintenance, and you have your typical upkeep on a boat, things that are going to break, things that are going to fix, sunlight damage, other things like that. So let's take a look down at the converse. Okay, so a market buzz boat here, if we price the boat 2% below, it's going to get those 800 leads, the 80 qualified buyers, and then the 8 people that'll actually place the offer on the boat. Now, looking at that, your depreciation over a month and a half is going to be minimal, $1,700 maybe, and that may be towards a survey allowance or something like that. Your holding costs in this example, $1,500 per month, minimal holding costs. And then if you go up one, even to the market price boat, even just being in the pack with those other 3 boats, you still will likely have to hold on to this boat for 6 to 10 months. We'll call it 8 months here in this example. That's $12,000 for dockage, insurance, upkeep, wash, all these factors. So let's look at this a different way. Okay, so this is a graph. And so this is just your depreciation on the boat. And what you're going to notice, so we've got months across the board. Up top, we got the needle in the haystack pricing. Next, we got the market price in the pack with the other guys. And then here we've got the market buzz price. Now, as that boat is depreciating, you're likely going to get less and less offers, and your frustration is going to grow. On the needle in the haystack, it started at a premium, but it depreciated 6% per year. If it does go out to that 24 months, your likely sales price is going to be in this area. Again, even if you're with the pack and you go 8 months into it, there you go. Now you're going to look here for that boat that was priced just 2% below, and that's your market buzz pricing. That boat is likely going to have those 8 buyers per year that are going to place offers, and you'll likely sell it in a month and a half. And that's why I want you guys to really think about that. So the depreciation is one thing, but then this graph, if we layer in, this is the actual holding costs here. So this has that $15,000 or $1,500 per month. So it's $18,000 a year, and then $36,000 on this boat. So what you'll see is if you price your boat at the premium and you're not getting any viewings, and that price just declines down, and you have all your holding costs, Effectively, for the boat that could have sold for $215,000 pretty quickly, after all your holding costs, you're going to be down at about $175,000. So again, when you account for the depreciation and the holding costs, you may want to consider market buzz price. This is not like real estate. Boats have a double hit. Boats depreciate and they have the holding costs. Real estate, if you play it the other way and you're fine holding out, a lot of real estate traditionally appreciates and you get the use out of the boat if you're out of the house if you're living there. In a boat, if you're done with it, if you're ready to sell it, if you're ready to get rid of the holding costs, if you want to get the actual best price for it, you need to take a look at what's on the market and what people are analyzing, and then take a look at what your actual sales cycle holding costs are going to be. Okay, so here we've got a few takeaways from this. Again, 3-tier pricing strategy: needle in the haystack, market price, and market buzz. So factors that you need to consider in the sale are the condition, the price, presentation, and location. Some of those are controllables, others are out of your control. Inbound lead analysis. You need to work with your broker to see actually how many viewings you're getting, and is that actually converting into viewings. The price isn't compelling, the yacht's not selling. It's a little cliche, but it's true. If you're not getting the viewings, you're not going to get the qualified buyers and you're not going to get the offers. It is a hard, cold fact of life that we need to see what's on the market and really analyze who's viewing it and if that's actually converting into qualified buyers. Again, take a look. Once you have this data, if there's a boat at the market price, you're going to take a look at the timeline analysis. Buyers per 12 months in those 3 different categories inversely is proportional to your sales cycle. So you can predict what your sales cycle is based on the pricing. Price analysis, again, most boats sell for 93% of their market price, regardless across the board. Doesn't matter if you got the nicest one. If you got the nicest one, it'll probably sell faster and your transaction time will go down. Your sales cycle will be shorter, but it will, in the US, people are going to expect to negotiate off of that. And across the board, boats are selling at 93% of their market price. Now, the market is also set by the cheapest boat, and that could be the cheapest one that just sold or the cheapest competition that's on there. And if a boat's really a dog and all that, you can explain it away, and maybe you don't have to be, so low. Maybe you can be right in the middle of the pack and you have the nicest boat and you get it. But these are all things to consider. But the market buzz price boat will likely not have to discount as much in your negotiation because you're going to have all those viewings and you're going to have all those qualified buyers. The final point, depreciation analysis. If you include the holding cost with the depreciation, you can quickly erode any premium that you may have perceived getting by pricing your boat at the needle in the haystack pricing. Okay. So the last point here, this is be our call to action here. So regardless of if you're listed your boat with us or a different vendor, what I'd encourage you to do is strongly review your pricing strategy. Take an honest look at the key factors: the condition, the price, the presentation, and the location. Some of those are controllables, other are dictated by the market. You need to evaluate your inbound leads and you need to know your conversion ratios. You need to know you need 100 people to get to the 10 qualified to actually get to the one that's going to make the offer. That is what we've seen on across the board. For inbound leads, it's 100 to 10. And keep in mind, those 10 qualified buyers may be looking at 10 different boats. They may like yours, but there may be a few others that they're going to place offers on instead. So at the end of the day, you do need to have enough inbound leads to get the conversion ratios to actually get to where you're going to get that offer. Next up, consult a licensed broker to do a market analysis for you. We have the data, we know the velocity, we know what's going on. We can easily create a market analysis for you. And then the final point would be listen to the market. Listen to what the market is telling you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope this was a quick, fun video, informative for you, but definitely, keep in mind all these factors when you're pricing a boat. And you can price it at the needle in the haystack if you want to, but you really do need to consider the factors of depreciation and holding costs along with listening to what the actual market's doing. And then you do need to know the numbers. As a yacht broker, we need to have enough inbound leads to get to qualified buyers to get to offers. So I strongly encourage you to think about this. If you want a market analysis, or if you want to buy or sell a boat, please feel free to reach out directly to us at Dennison Yachting. My contact information is below. And I'm going to send a link to this presentation if you'd like to review it for yourself. And then again, we can do a market analysis on your particular boat, let you know what the comps are, what they're selling for, and expected velocity. So thanks again. Appreciate you tuning in. Please like and subscribe to the channel. For additional information, please email me at ts@dennisonyachting.com. Also, feel free to text me at 404-805-9819. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below, and be on the lookout for additional videos